This mini-series is brought to you by the Animaties Patreon. If you want to get access to ad-free episodes, videos, and more, check out patreon.com/Animaties. Well, howdy there, cowboys, cowgirls, cowtheys, cowthems, and every other cowpoke in between. Welcome to the third episode of our, I almost said Neon Genesis, our Cowboy Bebop watch through.
I don't want to go back to Neon Genesis.
Don't worry, we're not. This week, we watched episodes 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them were a little heavy, but it was okay because we got our newest cast and crew member of the Bebop, Ed.
Oh, I like Ed.
Ed is exactly what this show needs.
Heck yeah. A weird child who speaks in third person and is super smart with computers.
I think it's more so someone that actually wants interaction and isn't hiding away from anything. They're
fair.
Actually excited and want to do stuff, and they also are good for Ein.
Yeah, that is very true.
They play with Ein and they talk to Ein, and it's great. And it feels like they kind of understand Ein.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I really liked Ed. I was like, I'm not mad that they're here. We'll see if that changes and if I find them annoying later on. But for right now, I like them.
They're not like front and center of every episode. They're just kind of there for a lot of the ones after their introduction, just kind of like herping the dirt, rubbing faces on Faye's legs and just being a weirdo.
Yeah, all that fun stuff, all that weird stuff. No, I think they're really great. And I don't know. I like that they have that, they bring that childlike energy to the Bebop.
Yeah, because everyone's very serious there. And even when they're not serious, it's still like adult serious, like non-seriousness.
Yeah, whereas this is just like
there's no innocence.
Whimsical and that's a good way of saying it. There's a lot of innocence that I keep wanting to call them Jedward because the first episode is called Jamming with Edward, and my brain just thinks Jedward, which is not way more annoying.
No, I do feel bad for the person who was cast as Ed in the live action.
Okay, I know nothing about the live action.
Well,
actually, I know some things, but
Ed gets introduced in the last episode of the live action. For like a coming next season.
No.
I think they were they shot one scene. It's just like a mini introduction of their character. And then the series was canceled.
Oh no.
And this person had their hair all dyed and cut like Ed's and like.
Oh no.
But yeah, like I said, this week's episodes needed some comedic relief because they're all kind of sad in one way or another.
Yeah, tonally they're not like happy-go-lucky episodes, especially we ended what we watched this week with a cliffhanger, which I had a suspicion was coming. Also, fucking called it.
What?
Bloody Eye is a plot point later on. So haha, I was correct.
I don't know if it's a plot point. It's just used as a device.
It's back. It's led to some things that I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah, I guess what I was thinking of it not as like a plot point, but it's a plot device. It's a drug, but it's not like the core of the series per se.
No, but it is one of the reasons why we get Vicious back.
Well, I mean, we got to get Vicious back anyways.
I know. We can't have this gray-haired baddie not show up anymore.
What would we do for... Never mind, I can't say that. I can't say that.
What were you going to say?
We gotta fill Lindsay's spank bank.
How dare you? Oh, man.
Let's jump right into episode 9, Jedward, as you called it.
Yeah, jamming with Edward. I almost said jamming with Jedward. Also, if you don't know who Jedward is, they are two twins from Ireland who look fucking ridiculous. They're like a meme act, I guess.
Sure.
I don't know. Google it. It's something. Anyways, jamming with Edward. Okay, so we start looking at the Earth, and then a bunch of lasers shoot out of a satellite and start to draw some, graffiti all over the surface of the Earth.
Which, why do casual satellites have the ability to do this?
I know. I was like, who did this?
Like, why were we like, hey, you know what we should do? We should give all of our satellites death lasers.
Yeah, I'm just like, this seems a little bit strange and like a certain chainsaw wielding maniac might do. So nobody knows what's going on, but there's a bounty that has now been put out on the supposed hacker that had access to the satellite to do all this lasering. So our Bebop crew is like, heck yeah, let's do this. They go about, they're interviewing random citizens about like, we've heard there's a hacker called Radical Edward. Like, do you know about this? And it's really funny how we just get a montage of people being like, oh yeah, Edward is an Indian guy who does this. Oh, I heard it was a drag queen who does this. And like you just get like a just complete opposite descriptions the entire time. And then we see this like child with bright orange hair and glasses just like hacking stuff, and like they're just doing a bunch of like really funny stuff. And then they start talking to the satellite itself, and it turns out the satellite is a lonely AI.
Oh, great. A HAL 9000 reference.
I know. I was like, nobody likes that. At least he didn't start singing Daisy Daisy.
No, but it does have access to a bazillion lasers, so that's not preferable.
I'm surprised nobody died when it was carving those
Well, no one lives
animals
on
into
Earth
the
in
surface
those
of the Earth.
areas. Remember, Earth got
that's why.
heavily devastated.
That is fair. That is fair. You were correct.
But also, I'd love the idea of being someone who everyone thinks is a different person. So you're just so mysterious, but you just end up being a funny weirdo. Everyone's like, oh, I heard he killed 1 million men. Like, I got my nose broken in high school, and so many rumors were spread around about it being like, oh, he was hooking up with this guy's like girlfriend and like da-da-da-da-da. And the truth is that he didn't like that I wasn't playing capture the flag right at gym class. So he punched me in the face at lunch.
Wow. That's awful.
People, yeah, it's okay. I looked him up on Facebook a few years ago. He isn't present. It's fine.
Oh, well then. Good Lord.
We all saw
Don't punch
that
people
one
in the
coming.
face. I mean, nobody is surprised. Oh, man. But yeah, so Ed makes friends with the satellite and then hacks into the Bebop computer system to strike a deal to be like, hey, if you can get to like the satellite, you have to do it manually. And then you like plug this in and download a copy of it or whatever and save. He calls them, what was it? BAM? No, CPU. Oh gosh, what does she call the satellite again?
I don't remember.
MPU or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, she's like, then you can make a copy of it. And then, you know, the people can get the satellite, but they're not going to get the AI in it. So they're going to be fine. And they're like, I don't know. And then, yeah, Faye makes the deal. So they have to do it. Spike gets in his little jet and they do this ship mission. And then the thing starts attacking them. But they're like, shit, I thought you said if we did this manually, this wouldn't happen. And Ed's like, sorry about it. So they're like, Faye has to run interference and like be a distraction while Spike's trying to download this thing. It's all great. Basically, they succeed. And the end of the episode ends with them being like, Faye, what did you promise her? And she's like, I promised that she could be a part of the Bebop.
Let's run away while we can.
Yeah, they're like, let's run away while we can. And then Ed hacks their ship and makes them come back to get her. It was excellent. Oh, and then what is Spike? Is this the episode that ends with Spike being like, there's 3 things I hate: kids, animals, and women with attitudes?
Yes. And now he's got all 3 in his life.
Oh, what a lucky guy.
It's funny. So there's a guy on a news broadcast beginning when he's like talking about how it's actually aliens that are controlling these satellites. And he sounds like the guy from Ren and Stimpy. Ren specifically. He's not Ren. However, the person who voices Ed is actually the actor who does voices in Ren and Stimpy.
Oh.
So not in any way a correlation, but still a little bit of a correlation.
I thought the person who played Ed was the girl who plays Rogue.
No, it's
in the X-Men
Melissa
cartoon.
Fawn.
Yeah, it's not. It's a different person. But I thought, because they have the same similar like vocal fry.
Yeah. No, Melissa Fawn's in a bunch of stuff.
So much stuff. Very extensive IMDb page. Like, whew. Girl, good job.
But I also love that they go to like return, like give the copy of the satellite over, and they're like, yeah, we're actually not going to pay you for this. So
yeah, bounties can only be for humans, and they're like, damn it. Bamboozled again.
Yeah, I mean, like, not fair, because, like, if something's a rogue...
It's still a mission.
Like, yeah, if something is a rogue satellite destroying the surface of the Earth, and you shut it down, I feel like that should still be payment worthy.
Yeah, 100%. Like, people did work. You should pay them for the work they did. Their specialized skills.
You'd think so, but nope.
Nope.
But now we've got a new member of the Bebop, and they're great, which leads us into
it's perfect.
Episode 10, Ganymede Elegy. Elegy?
I don't know.
I don't know. Elegy.
You're asking me how to pronounce things?
Good point. Pretty sure it's elegy, which an elegy is a poem of serious inflection, typically a lament for the dead.
Oh, cute.
And we just start with Ed being the biggest nuisance ever to like this bounty that they caught.
Yep, 100%.
Just hissing like a cat at it and poking it in the face.
Yeah. Oh, he's like tied up and they're like, just bugging him. So they're going to return the bounty that they've got on Ganymede.
Yes, Ganymede.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pick up on the bounty's name?
No, I did not.
That is Baker Pancherero, which is a reference to the 1970s police drama Chips, because the main characters were John Baker and Francis Pancherero.
Cool. When I was in Palm Springs when I was younger with my parents, apparently there was a guy, I think it was Jimmy Smits from Chips that we saw.
Sure.
And I just remember being like, cool. I don't know who that is. I'm 14.
I don't know who that is either. I've never watched Chips.
Have you ever seen Dexter?
Yes.
He was the DA in season 3. I think he's Cuban.
Oh, yeah.
He's friends with LaGuardia.
Yeah, sorry. I know him more from Star Wars.
Nerd.
Anyways.
Oh man. But yes, so they're heading in and they get a video call from the ISSP, which is the Intersolar System Police, and turns out it's Jet's old friend. Yep. So they have fun, blah blah blah.
Calls him Black Dog.
Black Dog.
Which is a reference to a 1971 Led Zeppelin song of the same name.
Oh, I think I've heard that song.
It's the one that goes, "Hey mama, said the way you move, gonna make you sweat, gonna make you move." Yeah, exactly. That one for the folks at home.
Good Lord, sorry everybody with headphones in.
That's what volume adjusting is for on my end.
Yep, you just have to do your job well. Oh, man. But yeah, so while he's on this planet, he finds out his ex-girlfriend's still there. So he goes to visit her, and she's like, oh, this will be my last drink, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Turns out she's shutting the bar down and leaving with her boyfriend because they're they have a lot of debt, so they had to go into foreclosure. Oh, no.
I like that Jet is taken down by the name of one person. They're like, oh, yeah, Alicia's here. And he's just like, oh my God. My heart.
We're like, oh, we found that one little spot in your armor. That's a little soft. Oh, man. But yeah, they basically chat. Jet's like, I'm not mad at you. He just wants to know why she left him with just a pocket watch.
Well, she kind of gives a bit of an answer.
Yeah, towards the end, she kind of talks about it.
In the moment, he's just kind of like, well... I'm going to go say bye to your boyfriend for some reason.
I know, which was really weird.
Alicia is hot as hell. She's got this soft but striking face. I don't know what it is. There's a certain style they do for faces like this, and they're always my favorite way when they do them that way. So I really love that. Alicia is just I don't know. She's a good looking character.
Cool.
So is Faye, though, because we cut to Faye.
Fucking sunbathing? Was that this part?
Uh-huh.
Where the fuck are Faye's nipples?
Look, they're just... Look, okay. There's a
anatomically, they should be out of that bikini top, and there's no nipples. And I'm like, stop it.
There's a couple options here.
Okay, tell me these options.
A, they're lower set.
They're just under her boob.
Yeah, they're like the is it Sisyphus who has to hold up the earth? It's just her nipples are pressed up against the base of her stomach, holding up her titties.
No,
that's an option. The other option is that this is an age rating. No, it's an age rating thing. So they had to get rid of them. So normally they'd just be peeking out above the top, but they didn't.
You know what you could do? Raise the fucking top of the bikini.
But that's not as hot for people. I'm assuming that's the thing. But if we ignore the nipples, it's still a hot as hell bikini.
I mean, she looks great, but I'm also like, where the fuck are her nipples? Just another impossible stereotype, what is it? Impossible standard for women to live up to.
You can get your nipple. I know someone with their nipples removed.
I know, you can totally get your nipples removed.
I know someone that removed their nipples and their belly button.
Wow.
Yeah, the belly button one I wasn't entirely understanding of.
They must think that they're so unique.
But I love this, because the for some reason there's a chain that wraps around her body with this bikini. It's subtle. It's a really tiny neck chain. It's just an extra piece, and I'm like, it's completely useless, but it's a nice touch.
It's just an accessory.
Yeah, but this is where Ayn is like, hey, what's that stuff you put on your body? Because
no, Edward.
Or sorry, Edward. Yeah, Edward's like,
Ayn doesn't talk.
Right. Edward's like, what's the stuff you put on your body? And she's like, it's tanning oil to help you look beautiful, but it's basically useless because we're all gonna get old anyways. And Ayn's like, yay, uselessness, and just rubs her face all over the legs to get it on her.
Edward says that.
What
said Ayn again?
I said Ayn. God damn it. Ed.
I wish Ayn talked. I would love to hear what Hein has to say.
Well,
Does he get a voice box later on?
I mostly just said that to make you get excited.
Wow, rude. You know how to manipulate me.
Can I say?
I love a talking dog.
You too.
I love a talking corgi.
But I just
Man.
love that, like, of course, Jet's ex that, like, is such a big part of his past ends up having a criminal boyfriend.
Yeah, because Spike gets a tip that, boyfriend boy has a bounty on him. Dang it!
But
This woman can't have anything nice, apparently.
But I also love that, like, as he's talking with her about this, like, pop with their past life and love, her ex-boyfriend's just, like, in the back room, just listening along, like,
yeah.
Okay.
Being chill, being mature.
And, like, it's nice to see Jet having, like, some emotional history and that he's secretly a big softy with a heart just looking for closure. But also, her new boyfriend looks way younger.
Oh, yeah, he's very much younger.
Like, either Jet was dating real young or she just looks really young. And I did a bit of digging.
Oh, okay. You figured out people's ages?
So Jet's supposed to be 36.
Okay.
And she's listed being around 30.
Okay.
No problem. No issue there. However, apparently they started dating in 2060s, specifically at the start of it, and it's now 2071. So that's 11 years, which means she was 19, he was 25, which is not terrible. Bad. But if she is even a year and a half, 2 years younger, that shit gets real weird, real fucking quick.
It gets really weird, really fast. Oh, man. So I hope it was 19.
Let's hope she's actually 33, and it wasn't quite as big of a fucking difference. Because I was like, wow, how old is Jet? Because I was like, damn, this girl looks good for her age. Because I thought Jet was like in his 40s. He's not.
How old is Spike?
Spike's 27.
Oh, okay. And let me guess, Faye's like 22.
Technically 22, 23.
Okay.
Technically.
Yeah, technically?
Technically.
Okay, so is that a hint for later?
Maybe.
Okay. Great. She's actually 147. She's a vampire. No, because she was in the sun. All right. Noted for later. Something about Faye, unless you're just fucking with me, you would do that.
I would.
Don't make eye contact with me through the webcam.
Look. Continue.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a point. You said look.
No.
I'm like, where? Where am I looking?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, Spike goes off to get to the bounty on the boyfriend. Jet's like, I'll handle it. And so they like get to this, I don't know, the like final showdown. And like Alicia's there with her girlfriend, boyfriend. And, you know, it's all like, no, don't take him away from me. Blah. She's like shooting at Jet. And Jet's like, just keep walking.
It's like, girl, I know how you aim.
Yeah, exactly. You know, she finally just tells that Jet that she like broke up with him because she never got a chance to make her own choices or whatever and blah, blah, blah.
And honestly, it's very emotional on both sides because she's not wrong for wanting to be independent.
No, not at all.
And he's not wrong for wanting to make sure that she doesn't get stuck on the run as like a criminal for the rest of her life.
Yeah, it's finding that nice sweet spot.
But like her wanting her own life, even if it means making bad decisions, is not something you can really control in the end. You just got to try your best to keep them safe. And I think the ending here is the proper one.
Yep, I agree. Because, basically, boyfriend gets arrested, but they also think, like, he'll probably get out on self-defense because he, like, murdered a loan shark.
Well, they were being held at gunpoint and attacked, and he took the gun and killed the guy instead. And so Jet told his police buddies, like, hey, here's what's going down. Let's get him off, okay?
Yeah, like pulls some, just to help out.
Which, like, good guy Jet. He could have just been like, nah, your boyfriend's going away. Now I'm going to try and take you back. But he's like, nah, you're just not going to have to live life on the run anymore. It's okay.
Yeah, thank goodness. That would have been awful.
This is
like shitty.
Still a way better backstory than the one they give him in the live action.
Oh, no.
Do you want some spoilers?
I mean, sure.
Are you ever going to watch that shit?
I actually might. Well, because I do want to see, I kind of want to see some of it. Maybe I will. No, don't give me spoilers. I'll probably watch it.
Oh, well, it's bullshit compared to this.
Who was I talking to that was like, it's not bad if you don't think of it as Cowboy Bebop?
Me.
And I was like,
last night.
Was you?
Yes.
I thought it was Nate. And then I was like, no, Nate hates the live action. So never mind.
Yes. If you don't think of it as Cowboy Bebop, it's fine and it can be fun at times. But if you think of it as Cowboy Bebop, you're like, this is horse shit.
You're like, damn it. Oh, man.
This is such a better end than the other thing for him. I can't believe they fucked his backstory up like that. I hate it. Anyways.
All right, on to the John Carpenter episode.
Literally, yes. Episode 11, Toys in the Attic. Starting off with my usual thing, which the episode title is a reference to an Aerosmith album of the same name.
Oh.
And the whole vibe of the episode are indeed Alien and Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode, The Alternate.
Oh, I because of the flamethrower and like the weird gloopy thing, I thought of like The Thing.
There's The Thing too. There's references to The Thing. There's references to the Commando. But also, when I say Star Trek, it's because we open up with like Jet doing like a captain's log kind of like entry.
Yeah.
But even then, on the bridge of the Bebop in this episode, there are OG soundtrack sound bites.
Oh, that's so cool.
Did I say OG soundtrack? I did. OG
Yeah,
Star Trek sound bites.
You could have gone back and edited yourself to say it properly, but that's fine.
Fuck it. But like listening to his monologue makes it sound like he's about ready to start an OnlyFans.
Ooh. Would you subscribe?
No. Why would I subscribe to some 37-year-old dude's OnlyFans?
I don't know.
Surprise, folks. I'm straight.
We could get you on solids.
Now, I should note, I'm not toxically straight. I am more than willing to admit when there's a hot dude in front of me. That's for certain. But I do not want his hog slanging in front of me, which apparently Faye does.
I'm so lost. What?
We open up the episode with her gambling him away, and he's literally down to his underwear.
Right.
And he's like, I'm a man of my word. He lost, and he just fucking off his boxers go. And he's just slanging that hog in front of her.
And she's like, and she was saying, like, I don't run a pawn shop.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of the next episode.
Oh, no. No, we don't start the next episode with the reason Faye leaves is because he just is swinging his hog around too much on the Bebop.
Listen, for HR reasons, I'm going to go.
No, we start this one with her literally strip pokering his ass into nudity.
Man. Except it's not, they're doing like dice or something, and she weights the dice.
She has a thing on her bracelet that can shift the dice around.
What an icon. Oh man. Well, what is it? So Jet goes to go get something from the back fridge area or whatever, and there's like
yeah, he goes to the back storage and finds a fridge he never knew about.
Yeah, and he like screams out, and they all rush over, and he's like, "There was a rat or something, and it bit me."
He got bit, and they assume it's a rat, and they're like, "You're being a little bitch."
Yeah, and he's like, "Meh," and then they're like, ragging on him for it, and then he like passes out or something, and they look at the back of his neck, and they're like, "Oh, this is like kind of serious." Is it Ebola or Ebola? Is it E. coli?
He's looking over at them on the table like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die."
So yeah, it's not great. And then Faye goes and has a bath. And then when she's in her bath, she also gets attacked by this thingy.
Yep.
Oh no, that's not good. So Spike and Ed suit up. They get, heat-seeking goggles or something on. And like, Ein's barking this entire time. And they're like, "Shut up, Ein." And I was like, maybe listen to your really smart dog.
Well, Ed picks them up and is like, "Man, it could be like a scary, it could be like a scary alien or something." Da-da-da. And Ein's like, "Arf," and he's like, "Terrifying," or something. And it's so good. I love Ed. I respect their ability to sleep anywhere, because they are literally, every time we see them, they're just asleep in a random spot.
I know, it's great. Oh my gosh. But yeah,
but even Ein gets bit.
I know, because like Ed and Ein go to search, and then little Ein gets bit. It makes me so sad.
Because you have to like hear him whimper.
I know, he is such a good boy. Why would you want to bite him? So yeah, Spike means business now.
Fun fact: Ein has a voice actor, obviously.
Is it a dog or is it a human?
It is a Cardigan Welsh corgi named Jack, owned by the producer Kazuhiko Ikaguchi.
Fuck yeah.
They are actual corgi sounds.
That's incredible.
Love that. Not digital.
Yeah.
Just get an actual dog in there.
Man, that's always hard. Two hardest things to direct are animals and children. Spike means business now. He's like, "I'm going to go figure this out." And then the reveal is that it's like some sort of weird, rare lobster that he was storing in this fridge that just mutated. Did I understand that?
So, not quite. Leave it up to Spike to buy a rare lobster, forget about his Tupperware in the fridge, and have it completely become its own colony of bacteria and ooze that somehow generates its own sentience and goes about attacking the ship.
Oh man, I mean, I'm really bad for that. So This is to scare me straight.
Everyone's bitten. It's alluded to that that Ed's been bitten too.
Spike fires it at the airlock before he passes out from also being bit. It's great. It's great. Oh, and then, it ends with Ed eating the blob.
Yeah, so he thinks he's ejected it, but one little piece escapes, and we think Ein is like sick or whatever. And then, the blob just like comes towards Ed, and Ed's just asleep because they just pass out everywhere. And they just like grab it and go, snack, hump, and
man, it was great.
And we end with everyone floating with the best floating music. I can't remember the name of that track is called, but it's basically like da 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 da. I don't know. It's so good, and they're all just like floating passed out because they like turned off the gravity on the ship.
Yeah.
Now, did you happen to watch the on the next episode bit for this one?
I did not.
Okay, so
I never watched them.
That's fair. I forgot to mention this is the one you should watch.
Oh, okay. I'll go back and watch it.
I'm going to tell what's happened anyways.
Great.
We never get any follow-up as to how the crew actually gets better, right? Because everyone's sick, we end with them sick and passed out. It's assumed that because the ship was programmed to land on the nearest planet, that Ed called for help. But in the next episode segment, you hear Ed's voice come in, and it's like, everybody's dead. I guess this is a short series. Come back for the next series called Cowgirl Ed, starring me.
Oh, I love that. I love Ed.
And it's followed by the other characters being, hey, that's not what's going on. We're not dead. Rude. The next episode's called this, and it's about this.
Oh, man.
It's a cute
fabulous.
little Edism.
Little meta humor for you.
Onto our cliffhanger episode.
Oh man, yeah,
Jupiter Jazz, part 1.
Man, I am excited to just kind of like see how this one ends, because it's all like, so it starts with Faye cleaning out the crew safe and leaving and being like, later, I don't know, she goes to some cold planet called Callisto.
Yes.
I don't know. And then they're like, Jet and Spike kind of getting into an argument about this. Like, Jet wants to go get the money back, but like Spike, I don't know. There's something about like his old girlfriend.
Yeah, he heard word about something related to a Julia on the planet.
Julia, yes.
And he is like, he's like, I'm gonna go do this, and Jet's like, don't fucking do it. And he's like, don't come back if you go do this. And he's like, okay, bye, I won't come back then. Like, we're just roommates. And I'm like, guys, you're not just roommates. It's been like 6 years that you've been together so far.
We've been through this already in this series. You guys care about each other.
I know. Like, oh my God, bros and their toxic masculinity.
Just kiss already.
I was going to say, that was my next thing.
Oh, man.
Look,
we have the same brain.
You saw his hog at the same time that Faye saw it.
I was like, there's no way that he hadn't seen it before then. They've like, dudes walk around naked all the time. You're not convincing me that these guys lived together on a spaceship for 5 years and hadn't seen each other's dicks. Like, come on.
And haven't done the Wiener Olympics.
The fuck is the Wiener Olympics?
Okay, so I've never done this.
You guys won't share porn with each other, but you'll do the Wiener Olympics?
When I was 18, I went on a road trip with some guys to go to a hardcore show in another city. And I didn't realize that they were a special group of people. I knew one of them. I didn't know the others. And we're staying at a person I know's house up in the city. And on the way there's a rule that if you sit in the middle seat, then you have to sit in your underwear. They all drew, so I was like, I'm not fucking playing this game. You can do your own shit. Like, I'm not part of this group. So they drew straws about who'd have to sit in the middle, and one guy sat in his underwear the whole trip. The next rule was that if you see truck nuts, you have to show your nuts to the owner of that truck.
Wow.
But we get to my friend's house, and they were like, all right, the Junk Olympics. I was like, what? And my friend was like, who did you bring to my fucking house? But also, I kind of want to know where this is going. And so, look, apparently it's where you use your genitals to do a puppet show. And so they're like, this is the Loch Ness Monster.
How? Do you just tie a string around the end of it and just lift it up and down?
This is the hot dog. It was insane. We were like, what the fuck? And then we're all going to bed. The main guy I knew had passed out on the couch. But then they tied a 2-liter pop bottle to a string and then tied the other end of the string to his wiener. And then the pop bottle was like full of water, and they like slung it over the couch he was on. And so in the morning, he groggily wakes up, rolls over the couch, but the weight of the pop bottle, it just had him like half hanging with this fucking thing pulled up in the air.
Boys are weird.
And I wake up because we hear this noise because I'm crashing in my friend's room. I get out there because I hear this, oh my God. And like he had woken up and over, but now they were like holding the pop bottle and pulling it, trying to like drag him around the room to like keep him on his toes. And she was like, these people are never allowed in my house ever again.
What kind of BDSM shit are your friends into?
I don't know what the fuck was going on. I never went
That's
on
some fucking CBT if I've ever heard
went
it.
on a road trip with them again, and they were never welcomed back in my friend's house.
Hey, listeners, especially ones of the penis variety, do you guys ever do this? Have you ever done this before?
Do I even keep this
Email us your stories about your weird things that you do with your friends and your penises.
Do I even leave
Let
this
us
in?
know.
It's not related to anime.
Fuck it. Let's leave it in.
All right,
Why not?
fine. Fuck it. We're leaving it in.
Good lord.
Anyways, we're on Callisto, which is a primarily all-male planet, funny enough to the story we just told.
I don't even remember. Yeah, and this is where on Callisto they have the Wiener Olympics, where they're tying fucking Coke bottles to each other's dicks and making fucking puppets. And then Faye shows up and they're like, well, how's she gonna play the Wiener Olympics? Because she doesn't have one. Jeez.
Back to the show.
Faye meets a saxophonist who there's like, she like flirts
Gren.
with, yeah, Gren. And she like flirts with them, I think is their pronouns.
We'll learn more about Gren in the next episode.
Okay.
Which will make a bit more sense as to what Gren...
Yeah, Gren is kind of our first gender diverse character. I think they're intersex.
They are references being intersex, yes.
Okay.
But not for the reasons you might be thinking. You'll get that information in episode 13.
Oh, yeah, I know. You wouldn't let me watch it. I like Gren. Gren's cool.
No, Gren's great.
I'm interested to see, like, where are they only in these 2 episodes?
I can't tell you that.
Ah!
But they're very different in the live action, for sure.
I would say, because Mason Alexander Park plays Gren in the live action, and I love them. They're a very incredible actor. They also play Desire in Sandman.
Okay, yeah.
And then they were also in a movie called National Anthem that was very good. It was like queer rodeo circus stuff. It was really good. Anyways, this isn't the, me fangirling about Mason Alexander Park podcast, but they're very amazing. Anyways, Faye, she gets jumped by guys in an alley and Gren saves her.
After Spike kicks those guys' asses first, because they think that he's vicious.
Yes, and he gets super pissed about that.
And I'd be pretty pissed if someone confused me with my greatest enemy too.
Yeah, well, and it's because he was asking about Julia.
Yes.
And that's apparently the code name for this big bloody eye deal that's going down with
Vicious thinks it's funny to use things from Spike's past as code names for his dealings.
Also, I loved that they're like, oh yeah, Julia's just out front of this jazz bar, and Spike goes up and is like, no, my name's Julius.
It's a drag queen.
A drag queen. I was like, that is so fabulous.
They're like, but you're more than welcome to come in, honey.
Yep, exactly.
He's like, not quite my type, sorry.
But yeah, Vicious is doing something shady on this very cold planet. So who knows?
That's when those same dudes who literally just got their ass kicked run into Faye.
Yeah. And then Faye can't beat them up. So Gren has to save her, goes back to Gren's apartment with them, and they have a drink. Gren goes and showers. And
Gren's a flirty little flirt because he's like, do you want to shower
Gren
first? And she's like, nah, there's too many peeps around here. And he's like, well, I'm going to go have a shower. Don't you go being a peep.
Yeah. I was like, damn. Ooh, Gren's got riz. There's a phone call, and it's revealed that that is Gren, and she knows that Gren is something to do with Vicious.
Yeah, he works with Vicious, and so now she gets to be a peep anyways.
Yeah, she goes and is a peep, and it's revealed. This is where it's revealed that Gren is intersex.
She's like, hey, mister, and she's like these bazongas, and you're like, what? And she Faye's like, huh? And then looks down and is like, what? And she's so confused.
And there was a Coke bottle tied to Gren's dick.
What? That
he was flinging around because he was doing the Wiener Olympics in the shower.
God. No. I'm so glad that story does not have me involved in those antics, or else
I'm very happy to.
Oh. No, Gren is not slanging around a pop bottle.
Yeah. And then that's the end of, that plot line for this for this episode, because then we have to go to Spike, who finally found Vicious and is fucking pissed. And he is going to shoot him, and then someone named Lynn steps in front of... Who's Lynn?
Lynn used to work for and with as a partner, I believe, with Spike.
Okay.
And with Spike was gone, now they're loyal to Vicious.
Okay, copy. Okay. And then, so Spike isn't going to shoot Lynn.
Correct.
Basically. And so... Yeah, It's just like, it's all really scary, sketchy, whatever. And then there's a gunshot and then Spike's on the ground and that's how we end it. And I was like, ah.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to shoot you, Lynn. And Lynn's like, yeah, but I'm going to shoot you, motherfucker.
Mhm. It's intense.
Also, quick little fun fact here.
Oh, okay.
Kawamoto Toshihiro was the character designer for the series.
Okay.
And they stated that their most challenging character design was Gren.
Okay.
Because Gren was originally modeled after Brad Pitt. But
Interesting.
to quote Kuwamoto, they had trouble picturing Brad Pitt with breasts.
Wow.
So they remodeled it off of a more off the top of the brain character instead of off of a celebrity. So that's a weird little fact for you.
Interesting.
Yeah, we will learn more about kind of how they came to have an intersex style body in the next episode. But yeah, no, Gren's great. The end of this, not so much because damn it, Spike.
Because Spike, what's going to happen to Spike? I mean, his Spike's going to be fine.
This was our halfway point, correct?
Yeah, we're only halfway through the season, so Spike's going to be fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Spike is going to be fine, Lindsay. Everything is okay.
You
the
understand that after
ends with everything perfectly okay.
Do I have to make another prediction of who's going to die by the end of the season?
Ooh,
like I did with
Neon
Genesis?
Let's do it right now. Who's going to die by the end of the season?
No, I don't want to do this.
Who's going to die, Lindsay?
Oh my gosh, you think you have the worst games that you want to play. No one. I'm going to say no one dies.
Wow, that's boring.
Wow, rude. Vicious is going to die.
That's not a main cast crew character.
He's the main villain.
Yeah, but who of the main good guys?
No one. No one.
Interesting.
They're all gonna live and be happily ever after.
Personally, I think that like...
Did you just say I think?
No, I said I think.
It sounded like you said I think.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Motherfucker. If Ein dies, I'm going to be very mad.
Well, everybody, this has been our third session of Cowboy Bebop. A little shorter one for you here.
You understand that after this, we finish recording, I'm just going to go watch episode 13?
Sure. Go ahead. If you want more of Animates, we've got 98 other episodes with our 100th episode coming up real quick here. So make sure to check that out on all your favorite podcasting platforms. We've also got a YouTube channel that we've got some content coming out in April once YouTube finishes verifying my fucking account and remonetizes our asses.
YouTube.
But if you want even more content, you can check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Animates, where you get access to a whole bunch of bonus content that you can't find anywhere else, including some bonus episodes where I made Lindsay watch one of the most insane, ecchi magical girl series you'll ever see.
It was something.
That is one way to put it. But also you get access to the Discord. You can come and chat with the community and get to know everybody and all that cool stuff. And to thank the folks that follow our Patreon, we do like to give a shout out to all of them. So we're going to do that starting with our supporting characters, where we've got Matthew, Heise Holmes, Kamichu, and Aladoris. And then moving on to our retro cuties, we've got Duffo. Pillar pushed his body way too far, pushing a 900 kilogram tractor through mud uphill might not be good for the body. And then we've also got recently changed Belle Dandy J. Jepson in support of our last
Heck yes.
Oh my goddess episode. And then we've also got a deep, sexy voice says, relax.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. And then moving on to our Chibi champions, we've got Swamp Wizard and Misko watched the first episode of 25 new anime series. We messed this up last time. I thought it was 25 episodes of a series. No, it's the first episode of 25 series and is filled with regret, says Anashis Misaka, which is understandable because a lot of modern anime is garbage because they make so much of it and don't care about quality control. If I get another 40-word long isekai, I'm gonna lose it. But of course, we're gonna get 40 more every fucking season, so fucking guess I'm gonna blast off into space. But yeah, patreon.com/Animates, and we will catch you this Tuesday for our 100th, where we'll also have a tier list video of all of this 91 or 2 series that we've watched. So yeah, we'll
it's gonna be super fun.
It'll be great. Yeah, so yeah, we'll catch you next week.
All right, see you later, Space Cowboy. I'm gonna go watch episode 13 now.
But I didn't say Ein died in 13.
I know. I just want to know what happens, and
Well, now that we've recorded, you are free to watch what you need to, aka 3 more episodes.
I'm going to watch all of it.
No, 3 more. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. The fuck is the Wiener Olympics?